player, that's the bigger concern for me. And it's half Shaiko going in alone without any drone support. The other half that, again, W7M with 2 members ready to strike to punish it. Clubhouse and Cafe, they play out quite differently from one another in terms of how the map is approached, but they both come down to execution and to team coordination. These are not maps you walk around single-handedly just taking kills and taking opportunities. You need your team to build around you, so in that fashion, it's gonna matter how teams perform in Clubhouse. Operator bans, BDS target banning the Nomad onto W7M, trying to prevent and remove some of that structure that they're trying to force against BDS, and perhaps trying to speed things up on their aggression on the defensive half, where BDS, they start first. Dokkaebi.
Interesting with Nomad. Talked about the double hard breach ban on Clubhouse, on Cafe. No hard breacher ban is, I'd say, pretty atypical of this map.
Yeah.
Tend to see more of those utility-based operators, and sometimes you will see one of those more frag-heavy operators, especially one with explosives. Nook is a pretty decent ban on this map for a lot of teams.
Asami here, Solus are both great.
I think say for the defense, you've got to pick between Solus or Azami, unless, you go. I was actually just about to say that. Unless you're concerned with a deep roam involving those black mirrors, and then a Mira is a good decision. And that's exactly what we see. Mira, the last operator banned, now joining Valk in limbo for this match.
I got a, I'm gonna be slightly biased and just trying to help out BDS in this match, just because why not try and push for a third map, right? So I got a little thing from Twitter, Sir Chaos. He said, "I'm Stefan LeBleur, but you know me as Shaiko. I'm major winner and current GOAT. Welcome to SI 2023. We're talking 20 seconds left on the clock. You have the defuse in hand. What do? You kill them all." Now that's the kind of Shaiko that we know and love, who's shown up at this event throughout all of groups, leading in rating, leading in KD, leading in interstats. But I'm at #1 of Clubhouse. 1 and 3 on entry, only +2 on the KD, and playing very isolated, not spending utility very effectively, and getting shut down on every entry point and half of those attacking rounds at least. So hopefully with that little piece of poetry, Shaiko will hear that somehow.
Yeah.
Shape up.
Yeah, I'm sure he's listening in here. Great job.
Yeah. If not, you know, maybe his coach, he'll see that too and be like, you know what, I'm gonna tell him myself. Alibi is available to Shaiko. You mentioned, Parker, that it was his most played and highest success rate defender in the game. Well, it's available to him now. So there are no excuses on the defensive side from Shaiko and BDS. They got Asami to hold piano. I would say they have all the tools they would want for this aggressive hold. The Capital, the Lion being brought out. We spoke about the operator bans. It's pretty atypical to ban a hard breacher. That's because of the introduction of Ace. Back when Hibana was the only ranged hard breach, Hibana bans were rather common on Cafe. But now, if you ban the Hibana, they bring the Ace and vice versa. It's kind of a low-value operator ban. The only real difference that Hibana brings 3 flashbangs, Ace brings no ADS clear. Other than that, they're basically the same.
Herds taking damage, that's all we've seen so far. Anyana now, they clear out from above. This is a cocktail defense, so it'll just be a dead drop from this hatch into the bomb site if they want. I'd like to emphasize the word dead here because that's pretty much what's going to happen. Oh my goodness. That's the previous round I said that I basically rely on Bride as a caster, not dying.
Well, he died, Parker.
90 seconds into the round, Bride is no more.
Yeah. And it's a mute operator pick, so it's not the biggest loss in terms of utility. Of course, that C4 or bulletproof camera is no more. The good trade back from Renshi, aggresses forward. It's shut down though.
W7M answering that one back. Herds was the one who'd taken some damage at the very onset of this round. That was the Yana playing up by Skylight. Fire will spread as Alems runs into it, not out of it. So you see the fire coming and you're just going to run. How are you going to do it? Serpentine! Serpentine! He did not serpentine. He ran directly through it. Another E1D will go off. Nick, JV has been exceptional on rappel and guarding these windows. This is the horizontal play that comes to define Cafe, but Alems reads into it. After he had taken some damage from the fire, he gets his revenge. Team's in a 3v3. Oh no, Julio taking some damage from KZ. That's a small mistake, but in the big greater scheme of things, it might be kind of bad. Volps is now dead as well. Julio at 50% of his HP in a 1v3. Entering through Piano. No intel. They see him though, there's bulletproof camera up, they know exactly where he is. And only 15 seconds to go.
15 seconds left.
BDS can lock this one out. They just need to play patiently. They don't even need to engage if they don't want to. Let them come to you. Alems decides, no, you know what, I want the kill. BDS win round number 1.
The benefit for BDS is that they're starting on Cafe Defense, which is a very comfortable place to be. That top floor cocktail bomb site and then downstairs is out of reading that plays out similarly. Very, very stable, very arguably easy bomb sites to defend. Where things get tricky for the defenders is going to be downstairs and kitchen bomb site. If you roam, well, the roam is very loose, it's very chaotic, it's hard to do successfully. If you play passive on bomb site, the issue is the entire floor above the bomb site is soft destructible. That means that if W7M they get map control, they got the bug, they got the sledge. Nowhere on the bomb site itself is going to be a safe place to be in. So I'm surprised BDS to go here on their second rotation.
Speaking of this defense on Cafe being a good side, let's look at the Cafe results so far. It's tied for 4th in terms of most played map at the 6 Invitational. 13 plays at the start of today. An overall win rate of 53% of rounds being won by the defenders, 47 by the attackers. It's very slight, but we're not in the same position that we were in a couple days ago when we'd only seen 3 or 4 plays. Now we've got solid data and solid data on this map. The most played bomb sites, service and cooking, that's technically the bakery bomb site down below. And
I'm gonna cut you off. They're playing Grim. First, Renshi gets a spawn here, but they're playing Grim, Parker.
Yes, I see that.
I have to cut you off with it because that is why. What are they thinking about this operator pick? How are they going to utilize it?
Renshiro was going for a spawn pick, by the way. I believe he was in dining when he got that pick onto JV. Zero is down. You've got 2 anti-flank operators. You've got Grim, the Beekeeper. You've got Zero, the Stealth Man. You've got Osa with that movable shield, able to take up so much space. And I mean, on this front bakery bomb site, those shields are great, especially if you can eat through the defense's impact grenades. Because if you do not have any way of blowing up that shield, you just have to sit there and hope you win an engagement. Shaiko reunited with Alibi, by the way. And BDS have 3 very quick kills. We're not going to see what KZ can do with Mr. Grimm as he's down for the count. Alems naded by Volps. It's a bit of breathing room for W7M, but unsure if they have information as to the down on the Malusi from above.
Bomb located by attacker.
We're not even at the halfway point of this round. And there are 3 deaths and 1 DBNO.
Yeah. That's a grim look.
Yeah.
Renshi with another 5 versus 1 and W7M not finding anything. Nah, I'm sorry, I had to cut you off because
that's okay.
We don't see Grim play in Tier 1 level, just never again.
I'll just never forgive you. It's a flawless round, by the way.
No, it is a flawless round, but Grim's presence and professional play so far has been kind of like Kavera used to be, where like when you pick up it's a bit of a meme, right? It's very hard to find value, it's hard to utilize, and quite frankly, you're better off playing Lion, for example, to do the same kind of job. So when Grim is being played, I just want to point it out before things kind of fall apart, and it kind of just did 20 seconds after. It's like, oh, they got Grim, what are they going to do? Oh, they're going to walk in and die. Right? So it looks like Grim was picked, but for no real intent, no real purpose. I know some people, they will go and say, oh, Grim has a great gun, the Commando, with the extended barrel. It does like 54 damage per bullet, which is crazy. And you'd be correct in saying so. But guess who has that same weapon? IQ. An IQ Scatter is going to provide you infinitely more value, even with the Valkyrie ban, than that of the Grim, in my opinion at least. Now, W7M on Clubhouse, they tried to go aggressive and it wasn't working. It's how they were losing rounds. Then they were very open to changing their entire playstyle to be more structured and execution oriented, and that's when they started winning rounds. Now they've tried the first 2 rounds, kind of, you know, mixture of like mostly aggression, but still playing out the Capital Fire. Now they're going with the Ying, the Capital, and the Amaru. This is going to be a reading-oriented attack, so you want to clear top floor in most cases, but they have the tools to now pick apart BDS on a strategical level, not having to rely on gunfights as much. Has been JV on these window repels, finding kills and openings for his team.
That first round in particular.
Yeah, catching Bride. League effect with the Solus. Can see there's a Claymore. Anybody droning outside. The great thing about Solus, you have impact grenades as your secondary gadget. It works so well in synergy. You can get the information, make a quick play off it, and try and get a kill or a pick.
What do you think the point of the Grim was there in conjunction with the other?
That's what I'm trying to figure out still. It's still in the back of my head.
I mean, we see Grims so infrequently that I don't know if we can ever say with confidence the level of success that operator brings to an execute.
As I said, I'd rather play the Lion.
Oh, hold on.
Here we go.
Waiting for the call. Julio wants to get into the middle of the bomb site. He's already opened up the hatch. There's a nitro cell that goes off. BDS lose the first kill, but get two right after that. Renshiro's a second behind, but the rest of the team can clean up through these kills. Herds walks right into Engine in the middle of Train while he picks off a Lems. BDS still in such a big advantage, but JV is down below. He's a phantom. Renshiro falls on white stairs. It's a 2v2 at this point. Just over a minute left to play for both of these teams. W7M can go back onto drones. Use a renewed discovery phase to plot out their next steps.
Yeah, get to use the Jackal scans, 3 left in pocket, and of course try and see if JV has fire or smokes left as well in the arrow bow. See if you can get together here as they're playing very isolated. Gonna take 1v1s. Fire and smoke are available.
Herd's taking damage now. They know exactly where he is. He wins the duel against Bride, but Shaiko finds the last 2 kills. An impressive performance. What is Shaiko up? 4-0 at this point. I don't think he has a single death. 4-0.
I don't think so.
BDS making up for lost time. 3 rounds in a row for them to start off Cafe.
A great rush attempt in the basement, but again, no real map control on the side of W7M. No one in piano, no one in train, nobody flanked mining in time. It allows BDS the possibility of either going for a kill through a smoke or tossing out the C4 as Bride did. If the bomb goes down successfully, that entire round plays out completely differently as well. As W7M on the window repel, inside of train mining, they can hold those long lines of sight, shut down any diffuser attempt, or counter diffuse.
Disable, whichever you like.
Disable. Shaco is 4-0, you are correct. That alibi pick really paying off so far. This is again, it's that Cafe defensive starting side, which when you look at it, this is BDS's map pick. That means W7M, they chose to start attack. Statistically, that's a nightmare. I mean, almost every single team, given the option, they will go on the defense, build up that round advantage, and then play it off from there. The one advantage to starting on the attack is that the enemy has to ban the first attacker. So if you're expecting BDS to ban something very specific and you want to counter in case they do, that could be the reasoning for why they would choose to start on the side. That's the only real benefit they could have. Or maybe W7M like things being tough. I mean, they're down on Clubhouse to make a comeback happen, they win the map. Same thing could play out. They're down 0-3, things aren't looking too great for them. Rounds are relatively close for the most part. Volp shuts down Shaiko. He might have gotten aggressive on a run out or on a window, seeing as Volp is all the way back out and spawn on the bakery side of the map.
Shaiko. Oh boy, what a rough start of the round for him.
He's had 3 great rounds, Parker. It's fine. He can take one of the great. Oh, that sucked.
Renshiro now walks into the KZ play from above, upside down on the new balcony window.
I have to question what's happening right now. I mean, there is 0 reason for Range to do that play. Walks up on ADS, no trade, no nothing, no utility. It's a great pick. They need more though. Still 3 versus 4. Control slipping away from BDS, playing so far back from the bomb side with those Cadellas coming out. They could go for rappel in. They don't.
No, they do not. They've lost Volps from W7M, but this is W7M's, I would say, their best crack at it so far.
It is.
Over a minute to go, so they've still got some time here.
Playing aggressive, then passive, then aggressive. It's making it hard for BDS to figure out when the actual push is going to be happening. So they have to always be on their toes. At any moment's notice, Casey could just rappel on in. Still Candelas left in pocket of Julio. No smokes, however. lines of sight will be what they are, JV flank here could be huge.
EFAC, an easy kill on the JV. That's a diffuser? No, that's not the diffuser drop. Julio has it this time. And speaking of Julio, in he will go. Following up on those Candelas, the safety of the Nook. He'll go for a plant, but Brede has to be wary of where he gets punished from. Alems attempting to stop it. Diffuser goes down. Brede picks up 2 kills. KZ scrambling off of that rappel, but guess what? He's on the diffuser. Can the nade hit Brede? Yes, it gets both of them and blows the round wide open. KZ saves it at the final second, but it's EFAC's turn to get on. He has no intel and he jumps out. KZ the save. W7M the round.
BDS, they had 3 options in that round. A, go for the instant defuse. Brede went for it. 2, revive your injured teammate first, get back in a 3 versus 1 position. And 3 is to just figure out where that last remaining attacker is, because you have 35 seconds to work with, jump out a window, etc. The greed there might again be the reason why BDS did lose the round. They didn't need to rush the diffuser. I understand why they did it. They didn't think, or they didn't know how many nades were left. And if there were no nades left from W7M, it's a guaranteed round victory. But you're in a 2 versus 1, in a possible 3 versus 1, if you take that 5 seconds to revive. I would argue that if you want to play the numbers, going for that res, playing the 3v1, waiting for that repel sign from the enemy, then jumping out a window, that's going to give you a higher chance of winning out in that round. BDS with a nice retake attempt, but it's W7M finding that round victory, and they needed that very badly. Otherwise, this would be a 4-0 for them.
But it keeps them in this matchup, that's for sure.
Oh, it certainly does. And we all know that their mental, it didn't seem to struggle too much, even being down like 4 rounds on Clubhouse. But, of course, when you start building momentum at the end of the first map, you don't expect to go, down losing that momentum shortly after. And W7M, they're going to keep bringing out these operator picks that are a bit unorthodox, right? Diffuse in map number 1, the Gridlock now here in map number 2, the Grim that we saw earlier also on map number 2. The smokes, of course, being the name of the game to allow KC on the glass to thrive. The more smokes, the better. They got 6 of them, if you count the capital fire arrow as well. It's going to be a basement bomb site, though. They have a lot of map to work through first. C4 comes out from League Effect, does no damage. Shotgun in hand, pops open the hatch. That's his fallback point. When pressure is too much, he drops, and there it is. Really good pace for the attackers. 2 minutes and 10 seconds, and BDS, they have completely given up the roam game now. So W7M, they gotta set up a flank drone on the white stairs, the main stairs, and the red stairs. Someone's gotta watch them, make sure nobody creeps on up. Then, stop breaking that floor apart. That's Volps on the sledge. And then choose a front attack on Bakery or a backside attack on Brede here instead of VIP. And then hit the bomb site right after.
2 drones in place to take care of this mute. There goes one nade sent down by Herds. You're going to need probably 2 players to take care of Brede, at least it's based on his play over the last couple years.
Make my soul shredders.
Those track stingers act as a great way to cover sound and cover the advance of whatever attacker wants to follow up on it. EFAC shredding through them with a shotgun, preventing them from spreading any farther.
It might even be that W7M won't even have to clear out Brede on the backside of VIP. They just drop the hatch, ignore him. That's also a possibility for them. Just gotta break out this floor, join the bomb site, see who's creeping down below, and then eliminate those positions. BDS, they can't see the plant spot. Brede's Toxic Babes, the only saving grace now is no C4 remaining, as both Renshi and League Effect have spent theirs to that verticality, and they did so unsuccessfully.
Each team's taking their lumps in what's been one of the slowest rounds so far that we've seen between these 2 squads. Shaiko the most damage in the lobby. That's not what you want from him. He was the first death in the previous round. Then the team floundered after that. Very close to getting the diffuser down. KZ will walk right in. Nice flick onto Brede. Another one lined up, but he cannot connect onto Alems. BDS answers back, and now Alems has the angle from below. JV a better shot. Out goes the smoke. Julio doesn't see EFAC in the midst of it. That's the shotgun, and he'll play off of that plume of smoke. Completely blind, disoriented as to where he wants to go. Shaiko far enough back, but he loses some lines of sight because of that smoke. And Shaiko's good enough for 2 kills, but it leaves EFAC alone as W7M breaks in. Diffuser down, and W7M will not be able to get it in time. BDS back on the board. They've secured themselves 4 rounds in this first half.
Leakyfact playing it with patience, and the frustration on Julio's face in that round, you can see it, tapping the keyboard right after. He knows they blundered the round again. The glass going for a very quick push on VIP, clearing out BD on the smoke is a huge victory for W7M. But then again, a little bit of greed, over-aggressiveness, pushes forward without any smoke grenades, takes the 1-1 against the Jaeger, and loses. Imagine the glass was available for the side execute. Instead of aggressing forward, imagine he walks back towards the breach, goes up on the hatch, drops down, uses the smokes from Capital's arrow, like we saw, to get the injury onto Leakyfact. There are no C4s remaining. If you get in, that's Diffuser going down. That's how W7M are going to win. They keep trying to play for these planned executes, but then they keep taking these unnecessary gunfights and then not getting there. It's almost like they're saying, guys, let's plant, and then they say, okay, and then they go for an unnecessary gunfight. They're playing on 2 different planets again. BDS had the same issue on their clubhouse attacks, but this is very uncharacteristic for W7M. They don't typically have this problem as a team, and right now it's costing them valuable rounds.
Absolutely correct. Both these teams have looked dominant on their halves, though. I mean, first half on defense at Clubhouse, BDS 4-2. Clubhouse defense for W7M, 4-2. So far in Cafe, BDS 4-1 on this first half. Just goes to show you how evenly matched these squads are, and even if it does end up being a 2-0, that W7M walks away from triumphantly. A round or 2 would have really decided the difference in both of those maps.
Yeah.
That obviously talks about W7M coming back here on Cafe, which still remains to be seen. There go Candela's late setup from BDS, 45 seconds into the round.
It's not fake though. They like W7M, they have this thing, they keep pushing the buttons of BDS saying, we're gonna go, we're not going. And then, we're gonna go, and then this time they actually go. Leakyfact, he can't go too far off the bomb side. No one from BDS really can, and you see there, the uncertainty pops the Goya fire in case of a rush up the white stairs, despite there being barbed wire. BDS, they finally killed Julio and JV. They're building a lead.
Shaiko again needs to die first, but he's usually been good enough for 2 kills. Every single round that Shaiko has gotten on the board for has been for a double. Of the 5 rounds of play, Shaiko's 2 kills have been good enough to win every single one of them. That's quite the stat. Shaiko gets 2 kills, you win the round. Now, this is where it gets tough because he isn't really able to make much of an impact because of his death, but the team does have that upper hand. Oh, hold on a second here. W7M, 2 players side by side. KZ, Herds. They'll give some information away by hitting that barbed wire.
Yeah, no C4, no smoke. This could be a great execute.
Volps and KZ in position to walk through that fireplace, but they're the bullet tracers. Volps through the wall, trying to do some damage. He has lots of munition. KZ getting the diffuser down. Herds is spotted by pillars. He has the attention of BDS, but he takes out Renshiro as the drop is ill-timed. Bride falls as well. It's a 2v2. Both teams getting in on the action, but BDS coming out ahead. Herds sees what little is left of Alems. Now he needs to catch EFAC and will do just that. Every half so far has been 4-2. Mentally, W7M pumping themselves up, knowing what they need to accomplish as they now move to defense.
Of all the rounds that W7M they lose, I thought this one was the one they were definitely not going to win. But to make it work in the 1 versus 2, BDS not with that. I don't want to say they didn't have information because they should know the whereabouts of that pillar member, but Leakyfact playing rather passive in the 1v1, didn't really swing for that gunfight. Loses out in the end, doesn't hit a single bullet as the member of W7M was 1 HP. A 4-2 scoreline, not bad. Getting 2 attacks on Cafe is the expected outcome. It is a slightly defender-favored map, but it could have been a very different scoreline. These rounds so close, almost every single time. BDS, when they attack Clubhouse, they looked very lost, disjointed. Shaiko, a lot of eyes on him right now on the attacking side. Weren't using his grenades on Clubhouse at all. Didn't get any injury kills and kept dying first for his team. That's where I'm going to be focusing my attention toward. Of course, it's a team effort. All of BDS, just like all of W7M, they have to step to the plate right now. But individual key members, they have specific jobs to do. KC, if he's entering for W7M, he gets a kill every single round. He's doing his job. If Shaiko's entire thing is just going for as many kills as possible, creating space, and not finding anything, that is problematic. Really gonna rotate around the map with the X-Kairos, take down those castle barricades. Good value, objective play. One X-Kairo and a castle barricade is enough to take it out. So 2 apiece. Gets opened on up. Focus applied onto that piano room. The keeper barriers of KC are likely going to be awaiting them. So you can set up a fortress with those keeper barriers.
First half in the books, let's take a look at what transpired. Diffuser planted by W7M. They had some good objective play. They won that round. Cocktail Bakery and Reading, or rather Cocktail Kitchen and Reading, because it's technically not in the bakery anymore, but bakery is just a long holdover that I know people still tend to use. BDS, a flawless round. W7M winning 2 of their final 3. In terms of first bloods, it's a mixed bag.
Well, there are 3 ADSs. Again, 2 nades going out, unsuccessful. The third one strikes, I guess? Yeah, third from Venshiro. They get what they want, but it costs a lot.
Volps has lost half his HP, as has Alems, and Alems is now on this rappel inside a piano. Shaiko breaks in, but it's unfortunate timing as he's blinded by the Candela thrown in by his own teammates. Gives W7M enough time to peel off of that part of the map.
And no one from BDS on the white stairs window either to catch any fallback, so again, no pinch. BDS are gaining map control, but they're also losing time. No grenades left, no, like 1 flashbang and 2 smokes are all they got to work with. Leaky finding KC is a crucial kill, but planting is going to be very difficult for BDS on this particular round. They might just have to fight their way through the bomb site or an aggress somewhere. Looking for fights.
Oh, crossbody karate herds across the main door, takes out Shaiko. What did we say? Shaiko gets 2 kills. BDS goes on to win the round. He has huge influence, but now it's Renshi's time to do the same thing. 2 picks as he drops. He has unfettered access to the bomb site through the skylight. They force JV into Alems's waiting arms, and now W7M have just Julio to stop this. It's a moment. Brede with Diffuser down, there's a Nitro cell that could be used. It goes off and gets Brede, but it's too little too late. Now the tough job for Julio. Get back to the bomb site. Do that by ascending the stairs. Saw the stats before the game. Julio, not very good in engagements. He's a utility player, he's a support player. The stats show that, 1 in 6. 3 kills available for him if he can pull this one off, but already the Diffuser at halfway. Julio runs out of reading, and it's EFAC to tag him and take him down. BDS pushes to their 5th round.
Beautiful read by BDS, understanding that planting indeed was not an option, going for this really aggressive execute. Range gets a kill, drops the Skyline, gets a second. The Candelas from Alemsh, perfectly timed. The first 2 on piano, they blinded Shaiko, stopped him from passively getting a kill onto KC, but the last 2 Candelas used very, very well by Alemsh. Head to Katana from W7M. They're down 2-5 currently.
Só não pode forçar o lançamento pro Natal, porque senão vai querer jogar embaixo, aí o Júlio joga safe ali. Vamos tentar passar tranquilidade, não tomar... e não vamos tomar kill besta, mano. O round a gente trouxe de novo e depois a gente se fudeu pro cara da claraboia, tá ligado? Foi bobeira nossa, vamos tentar calmar.
Now, W7M, they won the first map of Clubhouse. Worst case for them, this might be a quick one. They go to Oregon, deciding map. Not the end. It's definitely BDS that are playing for more than that of W7M, because if they don't win Cafe, they go to lower bracket. Not where you want to find yourself if you're any team at this tournament. Lower bracket means if you lose 1 more game, you are out, you are going home. Your dreams and your shot at the hammer, it disappears. Kitchen and Kitchen. Such a weird bomb site name.
It is, yeah. It is Kitchen and Kitchen, technically. It's The official terminology for it is service and cooking, because one of them is a service kitchen or a prep kitchen, I suppose. You've got the prep kitchen in the back with the bakery, and then you've got the active kitchen, which would be in the front. As somebody who used to work near, I was kitchen adjacent.
Okay, that was your title. Kitchen adjacent.
Well, no, that wasn't my title. I was a server and I bartended, but
Oh, okay.
I didn't work in the kitchen. I was not a cook. But you get to know these things.
Yeah. Valuable.
It's just like I knew that one of the things in the kitchen was called a rack and roll.
A rack and roll? I did not know that.
It is a large, tall cart with lots of slots in it that you can put just trays on.
Oh,
containers.
okay.
And it's for racks, and it rolls. And that is why it is called that. And you can wheel it around. Either way.
Wonderful.
I think they're going to try to show it. That would be the prep kitchen. The rack and roll, I think, is like right there.
Is it like those tall ones near the shield, or?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. We need a better look. We'll get to it eventually.
Okay, okay.
For those of you that work in F&B that are watching this, hell of a career, hell of an industry. I'm out of it, but still fun memories.
Yeah.
Either way, timeout for W7M that was called. It was a lot less electric than what we heard from BDS's. Oh, JV doesn't see Renshiro jump in. Renshiro on entry in the previous round. Got the first pick for BDS. Not the first pick in the round, but the first pick for BDS. Does it this time. JV no more. The Warden being down is actually huge. But Herds are above. We'll need to get back to the bomb site. W7M doing this quickly. EFAC has been done in. Shaiko's down and bleeding out. W7M have lost all but 2 players as Shaiko is finished off by Herds. The no Warden again means that you can get these smokes and these flashes with maximum value. Lems holds on to that diffuser but doesn't want to go because he knows that he's in a vulnerable spot by Freezer. We're at the halfway point of the round.
Let me just try and get into a safe position to plan to get cover from his teammates. The issue is that dining hatch is open above him. He knows he can't cross because Herds is here on bottom red stairs and Casey up above. But BDS, they can take their time right now, figure out where the pieces are, and then put them together. They got the diffuser, they're on the side, 1 smoke, 2 candelas, toss them out, try and get that plant down.
There go the candelas, there go the smokes. Herds boxed out at the bottom of red stairs on that first floor. They carved the wall open, but it's not for any good. KZ to hold above. Narrows the numbers. Diffuser not in the hands of either BDS player. Keep in mind that despite the fact that it was a 1v3, BDS didn't want to go for the plant. They go for kills instead. Renshiro started and he ends it. 6-2 in favor of BDS.
BDS with the opening kill. They went for a horizontal direct bomb site approach, and they knew they had to act fast because there's only 2 members of W7M on the bomb side. And with that opening kill, that's only 1. That's Julio on the Echo. If you do not go fast as an attacking team, that net of the roamers above you will close in, and you'll be stuck with nowhere to go. So they push it in aggressively, they get those kills, they get the bomb site control, and then they take 30 seconds to figure out what is the next step going to be. Try and plant from a limb with no cover, or just make a miracle run through the bomb site with those candelas in the smoke and try and get that kill bottom red stairs. And Lems, despite having diffuser, he was the aggressor in that position, going for that kill. Afterwards, in the 2v1, well, the hear KC drop the hatch. Plant starts getting put down, and of course we saw that BDS, they just take the round. 6-2 now. A much more convincing attacking side from BDS so far than that on Clubhouse. Won the first 2 in a row, looking to make it all 3 to preserve some of that energy for the 3rd map of Oregon.
10 seconds left.
I want a 3rd map. I know you do as well.
I would love a 3rd map.
I would love a 3rd map too between these teams. But before we get there, I would like a more competitive cafe, please. BDS was up the same scoreline on Clubhouse, and then W7M went on that 6-round tear, ultimately winning the map. Again, a single round on Clubhouse could have given BDS that map, and now they would be staring at a very fast 2-0, and a stunning 2-0, if we're being frank. Given how good this W7M team has been, for BDS to beat them 2-0 after BDS started this entire event by losing to CAG. It was the only victory for APAC, by the way.
Oh, that's right.
Imagine that. The only team that an entire region defeats is their very first international match since becoming major champions.
Didn't see that one coming. Soulless. Oh, Solis as a character, again, it changes everything you know about the game. You cannot drone those positions anymore.
Candles go in. Here we see a drop from BDS.
Surely.
W7M, are you prepped for this? Alems gets in, no contest, but JV is there still in the same position. Surely they must have noticed that he was playing up top. That's exactly where he got the very first kill onto EFAC from. Brede not usually involved in initial altercations. Well, he is. He actually gets 2. The fire accredited with the second, and now it's JV to take some damage. Finished off by Renshiro. BDS doing mighty fine, but a crossfire from up above. A 2v2, BDS could potentially pull this one off. There's Shaiko when you need him most. He needs 2 kills. Diffuser goes down from Brede. KZ reads that wrong, but down goes Brede as well. KZ on 1 HP, Shaiko 2 kills, and it happens again. Shaiko gets 2 kills. BDS wins the round every single time. Not as close as Clubhouse. BDS in dominant form on their own map.
Yeah.
And they put away W7M 7-2.